Hey fam, it is your girl, the one and the only Spicy, and I'm back today with another pick a card reading. I hope that you all are doing well, and I hope that you all are enjoying your week. I'm well, I'm blessed, I'm grateful, and I'm excited to be here doing another reading for you all. So if you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, I want to give you all a special welcome back. And just a shout out to all of my lovely returning subscribers. Just thanking y'all for everything that you do as far as engaging with my channel. So thank y'all. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and click that button. Join the fam today. I promise that you will love it here. And also check out the links in the description box as well. But yeah, the question that we are asking Spirit today was a reading request. And I was supposed to do this reading since like last week. But y'all know I'm currently preparing for my Tarot 101 course. So it's like I'm really a busy bee. Like I'm over here, I'm over there, I'm everywhere. So it is what it is. But this was a reading request. And the question that we're asking Spirit is, why did they unfriend you? Okay. Why did they unfriend you? The person on your mind. Why did they unfriend you? Why did they leave? Why did they walk away? So it's pretty much assumed that you were in a connection, in a friendship with someone. It could even been something romantic as well. And that person left and you want to understand why. So yeah, we're going to get started. If you're new to pick a card readings, you don't really know how this reading goes, take a look at the 3 different pile options that you have in front of you. Pile 1 is the Modern Witch Tarot with the green fluorite crystal. Pile 2 is the Navigator's Tarot with the selenite stone. Pile 3 is the Mermaid Tarot with the citrine crystal. So pause the video right now if you need to. Take a look at all of your different deck options. Then you're going to go to the description box, scroll down to the timestamps, and click the timestamp that correlates with the pile or the piles that you have chosen. And I will see you at your reading. All right, my pile 1 people, if you chose the Modern Witch Tarot with the green fluorite crystal, then I'm going to go ahead and get started with your reading for today. But yeah, first and foremost, if you are new here, of course, welcome. And if you are returning, of course, I'm going to give y'all, my lovely returning subscribers, another special welcome back. Just continuing to thank you and just expressing my gratitude and appreciation for just everything. Like, I really truly love connecting with you all in the comments. Y'all definitely make me laugh, and it's just always a good time. And even when you all share your stories as well, like, I really appreciate that. I think it's something that we all can relate to within our own human experience. So I'm definitely appreciating just how lovely y'all are, how amazing, how beautiful, and also how transparent that you all are as well. So thank y'all so much for your presence. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, join the fam, okay? Because I promise that you will love it here. And also check out the links in the description box. Like I said in the intro, I'm currently teaching a Tarot 101 course for beginners. So if you've always wanted to learn tarot, just have a deeper understanding, developing your own discernment and intuition, then, you know, connect with me. So go ahead and check out that link. And stay tuned. I'm going to be dropping the Zoom link in the community tab. I'll be going live tomorrow to give y'all even more information about the course and just what it entails. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started, y'all. The question that we're asking is, why did they unfriend you? And I'm actually not going to start with the Modern Witch Tarot. I'm going to start with the Dark Mirror Oracle so we can like get to the root, you know, issues, or just understand like, okay, why did this person actually walk away? Like, what was going on within them? How did they feel about you and also the relationship? So let's go ahead and get started. Oh yeah, I guess I should give y'all a trigger warning as well. Just letting you all know that, of course, we're looking at the thoughts, feelings, and opinions of another person. And of course, we can't control how other people feel. We can't really do that. We can only control ourselves. So just a potential trigger warning in case there's some information that comes up that it was unexpected. It's maybe something that you don't want to hear. It just is what it is. So I'm just trying to be respectful when it comes to that by giving you the forewarning. Okay, so we have Triumph of Lies. We also have Fragmentation. We also have downcast pride. We have downcast pride. So pretty much this person, I feel like their main and primary issue when it came to you has to do with appearances. Like this is someone, like what I just heard was keeping up with the Joneses. Like this is someone who felt as though everything about you was just kind of an act, or that it was a lie. They feel like you have an issue with ego, pride. They feel like you have an issue with being authentic. Like they feel as though on the outside things may look like, oh, it's so perfect when it comes down to you and just how you appear to others, like your personality and your character traits is like on the outside looking in, they feel like, oh, this person thinks they're so perfect. But I feel like the intimacy and closeness that this person has had with you is like they were able to see the real parts of you. They were able to experience the real parts of you, but because that experience didn't align with what they perceived about you to begin with, then they started thinking like, oh, this person's fake. Like, oh, this is not how you really truly are. Like, oh, when I first met you, it was this grand experience, and but then when as I got to know you, it's just like you're not who you say you are. And it's just like the thing I feel like this person needs to understand, that when it comes to people, is like there is such thing as humanity. Okay, there is such thing as humanity. There is such thing as a person not being a perfect person. I feel like this person put you on some type of pedestal. Like when they first met you, they thought like, oh, this is such a great person. I need to cozy up with this person. I need to get to know this person. Like I could benefit from being around this person. But then it's like, as they continue to get to know you, they understood and experienced moments and where you were potentially dealing with anxiety, you were potentially dealing with sadness. These are human emotions. These are experiences that everyone at some point in their life has to experience. What I also heard was like a crisis. So you may have been experiencing some type of crisis, and so instead of this person looking at you through like the lens of, okay, this is humanity, like this is not a perfect person, this is not a robo person, it's like instead of them just looking at you like that, they kind of looked at you like, oh, you're not really all cracked up to who you perceive yourself to be. I hope I said that right. It's like you're not really all of who you perceive yourself to be. So it seems as though this person is like, they kind of look at you as someone who just kind of lies, like someone who just kind of flexes, but beneath it all, they think that you are someone who doesn't really have a good idea of yourself, or that it's like, even here with the fragmentation card, it's like there's pieces of you that are just kind of scattered everywhere. It's like you're not as perfect as you may seem. That's how this person feels. So it's just very interesting. Of course, I want to clear this up with the tarot so we can get some more information, but it just seems as though this person thinks that you have a false sense of ego, you have a false sense of pride, and it's all based off of this false appearance or this false identity that you have. But the fact of the matter is, what I'm saying is they need to understand that humanity does exist and we are not all perfect people. Pretty much just trying to reiterate that. I feel like when this person met you and as they got to know you and tried to develop a relationship or rapport with you, it's like they looked at you like you were this unicorn, like you were this savior. And it's not to say that you're not a unicorn, okay? It's not to say that you're not special. I'm not saying that, but it's just like this person put you on this pedestal. And when people put you on a pedestal, it's like they start to just place all of these unrealistic expectations and standards on you and what you do and how you behave and how you show up. And it's like, that's just not how people are. There's gray areas and there's also nuances to not only your personality, but also your experience, your human experience, your experience as a spiritual being in a human body. So there's nuances here. I feel like this person could be a very black and white person. It's like, this is good or this is bad, or this is a great person, this is a bad person. And it's like, it's not always so cut and dry and clear like that when it comes to people. It's like we can be great and amazing people, but we also have sides of us or parts of us that we can still work on. Like it may be a weakness, but you can still work on that thing, especially when you have self-awareness. I just feel like this is someone who, it's like they were enamored with you. I just heard like they were a fan, they were enamored, they were a fan. And it's just like when they got close to you, they felt like they were lied to. Like, oh, you led me to believe that you were this type of person and that's just not who you are. And the fact is like you can be that way. You can be that way, but we also have to acknowledge that sadness, depression, and misery and pain does happen. I just feel like this person didn't really have too much grace for you as you were experiencing crisis in your life, because they had just assumed that, oh, this person just has everything together and they keep it together. And it's like, the fact of the matter is like, that's not real. That's not reality. I feel like this is really the type of person where even for them, it's like they're very superficial and they're all about appearances. And I don't think they really cared about what was actually going on in your life or even some afflictions that you were dealing with. I feel like this is someone who clings heavily on to like the superficialities, and like I said, even being vain. Like they latch on to vanity, and it just seems as though that was a factor for why this person had just moved on. I feel like at a certain point in time, you just didn't really have much to give. I feel like you looked at this person as like, okay, we're relating to each other. But then I feel like you figured out, and even in hindsight, that this individual had an agenda for why they came into your life. And when they came into your life and they saw that, okay, yeah, this person seemed like they're a perfect person, but then they saw that, okay, there's some messiness over here. Not saying you're a messy person, but I'm metaphorically saying like, okay, there's some messiness over here, or oh, there's something that this person has to work on, or oh, this person has a weakness. It's like everybody experiences that, but they clung to you based off of some type of false pretense of who they believed you to be. So let's get some more information. I want to go with let's go with the tarot. Let's go with the tarot and let's see. Actually, I'm sorry, y'all. I want to go over here to these other oracle decks. And then we'll go back. Then we'll go to the tarot. Let's go to the oracle decks. Yeah, we have Healer of the Ages. We have Healer of the Ages. Like, when I was thinking about this, as far as like basically this person understanding that like you are not their savior, and I don't even think that you claim to be. But here we have Jesus that is depicted on this card. I just feel like this person expected you to do some type of heavy lifting for them. They expected you to be the person that was going to enrich their life, instill some type of balance into their life, some type of higher form of consciousness or connection with spirit. I do pick up that you all are people who have a strong connection with spirit. You care a lot about enlightenment. But the thing that we have to understand, even depicted in this card with Jesus, is that Jesus was still a human being. Okay? Even though he's considered the Son of God, it's like he still was a human being. Like, he still had to walk this earth. He still had to deal with people throwing dirt on his name and what his greater purpose was, which was to save his people. Okay, which was to save his people. But there's very human, I wanted to say like humanistic, I guess, traits. He was in a human body. So you know what I'm saying? Like, he still had to experience the matrix for what it was. So I just feel as though this person expected you to be their savior. They expected you to give them some form of everlasting love and unconditional love. They expected you to be the person that was going to change their situation. But the fact of the matter is that you still have areas and parts of you that you still have to focus on. That just is what it is. You still have parts of you that are scattered, that you're literally just trying to bring everything back together. You're trying to harness and bring all of your energy back to you, because your energy has been spread over here, it's been over here, it's been over there, as with most people. So it's just this person expecting you to be something, like I said, that what I just heard was, I didn't even sign up for that. So it's like they're expecting you to be something that you didn't even sign up for. I just feel like this person expected you to like renew their life, and you have to focus on yourself. They just expected you to heal them. And it's like, you have to put your own healing first. All right, let's see what else. So we also have here the appreciation card. Okay, so I feel like this could explain the reasons as to why this person was drawn or attracted to you, especially here with the appreciation. It reminds me a lot of the Nine of Pentacles. It reminds me a lot of someone who is independent, someone who is self-sufficient, someone who is able to enjoy the fruits of their labor, someone who has went through challenges and is now finally being able to excel, to breathe, to relax, and to enjoy the achievement and the success that you all have garnered over time from your own sheer will, from focus, and then also with this being a part of your destiny. So it's just like, regardless of what you are dealing with, it's like you don't look like what you went through. You don't look like what you go through. So that's kind of a part of why this person was drawn to you to begin with, and they didn't know all of these things that you were going through. What I just heard was bait and switch or okey doke. It's like this person, I feel like deep down, they really want to say like, oh, you think you're so perfect. Like, oh, you thought you were so perfect. But then I realized that you were dealing with financial issues. But then I realized you were dealing with some type of self-esteem issues. But then I realized that you were dealing with, so it's just like, but those two things don't have to necessarily be so connected like that. It's like you could still be a great person but still be dealing with things in life. You could still be a great person but still be dealing with things in life. And then here, yeah, we also have daughter spirit. It's just, I feel like, confirming what I said before, as far as like you all having a connection with spirit. And it just makes me feel like this person, like, just confirming that again, it's like this person is making it seem as though it's like you can do something for them. Like you can open the door to some miraculous wonders. I just feel like if you are someone and it's like you live through your spiritual connections, like, and that's a part of your identity. So like if you're someone who's like, oh, you're a therapist, or you could be in some type of position in the church, or you can be some type of healer, you could be someone who does tarot readings, you could be a psychic, a medium, like you have a real strong connection to spirit, and it's like it's a part of your identity and you let it be known. Is like, that's a part of why this person came towards you as well. It's like this person felt like you would pretty much help them experience some type of new beginning. You would help them experience some type of spiritual awakening, like that you would be able to do that. But like I said, you're dealing with your own afflictions as well. It's like when this person sees you, they see someone who just has it all together. Well, that's what they saw and that's what they perceived. And not saying that you don't have it all together, but I'm saying this is what they perceived to begin with, is that you are someone who has it all together. Like you have a deep understanding of your identity. They saw you as someone who, it was just the idea of unlimited potential literally is you. The potential for just changes that can actually happen to this person. They felt like the potential was high because you had some type of knowledge, you have some type of experience, or even your being is something that they need. It's something that they need, or they needed. They needed your intuition. They needed just your self-awareness of, spirit being around and spirit's presence. They needed like the magic and the power that comes from within you. They needed that. They needed that. But they also need to understand that it takes a lot for this to maintain itself. Like, this is not an easy thing that you just do. It's not like you just don't experience nothing in the world. Like, you're not a robot person, but that's what this person thought. So basically what it seems like is like this person ended up unfriending you because you were not who they thought that you were. Pretty much that's where it's coming from. But let's see what else about the connection itself. Here we have new life. Yeah, they needed some type of healing. They wanted to experience some type of regeneration. That's pretty much what they look to you for. I just feel like this is someone who they don't really truly appreciate you as a person, more so as a function, more so as them looking at you as a function of what you can particularly do. So we also have here at the bottom chaos and conflict. Yeah, this is, I mean, chaos and conflict, hey, it happens. Whenever I see this card, it definitely makes me think a lot about the tower and the simple fact that, like, when the tower moments happen, it's not really the moment to experience or to allow yourself to get stuck in the negative aspects of the tower. I feel like the tower is just one of those cards where it's like you just have to surrender control and just understand that, like, whatever's happening is happening, and when it's over and you can reroute and go in a different direction, pretty much. And also another interesting fact about the tower as well is, like, oftentimes there is some type of action that we have there's some type of action that we have displayed, some type of behavior that has contributed to the tower moment eventually happening. Like, what I just heard was like, oh, you did it to yourself. But it's like tower moments don't always have to be negative. So I just feel as though even here, when I see this, it makes me think a lot about shedding the layers and also the aspect of regeneration as well and change. So I just feel as though this is like what this person came to you for. But I definitely believe that they really didn't have too much grace for your own personal process. I feel like if this person just took a step back and didn't think so much about, like, oh, what you could do for them, they would have a better idea of, oh, okay, so this is the process of becoming. Okay, so this is the process of improving my life. Okay, like they would understand that change doesn't just occur oftentimes and it's just a fun process. They would understand that, like, change, growth, and evolution can oftentimes be messy. And it seems as though this person wanted like some type of cheat code, or they wanted some type of easy answer. And it also seems as though they aligned themselves with you in order to experience the ease and comfort of change. They feel like you promised that to them, and because you didn't fulfill that, okay, that's why they went and unfriended you. They feel like you promised them something. You promised them a new life. You promised them, like, the things that you said would heal them, the things that you suggested for them to do would help them. Like, they just feel like you promised them some type of life and you didn't make good on your promise. That's pretty much how they feel. So yeah, here we have imagine. Yeah, like whenever I see this, I think about the Seven of Cups, because it talks a lot about you being like in an imaginative headspace. And oftentimes, like, if you stay in the Seven of Cups energy for too long, then it definitely can take a toll on your discernment and your decision making process. Oftentimes you will tend to delay things because you just don't know what to pick. Like, there's so many options and you don't know, like, if you choose this option, is it going to be the wrong mistake? Like, what is it going to be? It just seemed like this person wanted you to do the work for them. And that's not really how life goes. Like, you can't do the work for another person. You can help, you can guide, you can share information, which I think is something that you are willing to do, but you still got your life that you got to continue to keep getting together. Like, you still have your life that you got to keep continuing to focus on. Okay. So it just seemed as though it's like when this person met you, there was like just this whole feeling of like stepping into a new world. It's like the feeling of like what I just saw was the Fool card, where it's like, oh, this is new. Like, okay, like I'm optimistic about this new opportunity or this new person. Like, I'm so enthusiastic about the possibilities. Like, oh, like I'm so free. It's like this person expected you to save them. They expected you to make the choice for them. And I mean, what I can say is that, like I said, if anything, they shouldn't have been so concerned with you doing the extra work for them as opposed to just thinking about the opportunity. It's like, you know what? I'm linking up with this person. I just met this person. I'm talking to this person, and they're opening my eyes to the possibility of what could be. They're opening up just this whole new world of limitless options and potentials and opportunities. And let me just be grateful to be in the space. It's like this person wanted you to do the work for them, and then they got disappointed when they didn't get that. So I feel like let's go ahead and move on to the tarot so we can get some additional information surrounding like this person leaving. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups. We have the Five of Swords. And that's interesting because the Five of Swords oftentimes will talk a lot about just conflict and just a battle of the wills. One person wanting to be right at the expense of another person. Oftentimes it could be a very like bullying and also deceitful type of energy. But oftentimes I feel like the Five of Swords can definitely be a card of strategy as well. Then we also have the Hierophant. Yeah. I think this person, this person, it's like they're like a social climber. You feel me? Like, this is someone who is like I said, an opportunist, but it's like they're a social climber. It's like once they come over to you, it's like they expect to gain something from you. And then once they feel like they know better than you, or once they feel like, it's like a thing that goes on with their pride and ego as well. It's like once they feel like they figured it out, or they've put all the puzzle pieces together when it comes to what they think of you, and then they move on to the next thing. So I just feel like you and this person, and quite honestly, you may not even really have known this, but it's like this person has like competing interests with you. So you may have thought like, oh, this person was a friend, but you didn't really understand that it was competing interests, or they had some type of agenda. That's something that's coming up here as well. Yeah, I just feel like this person had some type of, even here with the Ace of Swords, and not saying that their perception of you is true. That's not something that I'm saying, but I feel like this person believed that once things were kind of all figured out with you, then they can just move on. But even here with the Hierophant, it's just coming, even with the Hierophant and the Ace of Swords, it just confirms what I was saying earlier, as far as you being like some type of healer, having some type of connection to spirit, like knowing some type of archaic knowledge that actually is helpful. And what I also heard was to daily living. So even here with the Ace of Swords, it just seems as though the truth of the matter, the truth of what it was, and even the truth of your life, it just conflicted with what this person believed things to be. This person feels like, it's not even like, oh, you gave them a run for the money, but it's like you basically did like I said, the bait and switch, or it was like you okie doke this person. Like you were one way, you seemed one way, and it's not to say that you aren't that way, but there's also other parts of you as well. that I feel like only someone who spends time getting to know you, building a rapport with you, having an intimate relationship with you would know. Like, you're beyond more than just appearances. I just don't think that this person knows how to handle those, what I heard was vast emotions, those deep emotions, like emotions that are not superficial and vain. I don't think they really know how to experience that or how to deal with those issues when it comes to other people, when it comes to other people. Like, this is someone who's very self-centered. Like, it's like, okay, what can I get? Like, oh, I'm going over here. This person can help me. But then it's like, when you don't help them in the way in which they think they should be helped, or if you're not prioritizing what their needs are because you have needs of your own that you need to work on, then it's a problem. But yeah, there's definitely an aspect here when it comes to some type of competition or something. It seems as though this person thought that, oh, now because they were with you and they knew what was up with you, that, oh, okay, now I can try to reposition myself to be better than this person. It's like this person is a social climber. I hope y'all get what I'm saying. Like, they're very much a social climber. I feel like this is a person that hops around from group to group. I feel like that's just what they do. And then we also have the Three of Swords here, which also depicts some type of breakup in a connection. Of course, this person unfriended you, so it could depict the breakup in the connection. Even just the pain that you felt and experienced from allowing this person into your life, from actually speaking words of encouragement to opening up this person to a different mindset. Also there with the Ace of Swords, I didn't take this out, but it's just like feeling like you did a lot just to have to experience these harsh emotions on the back end. I even feel like you all made space for this person. I feel like you were dealing with your own, what I heard was internal pain. Like, you was dealing with things that were kind of going on with you, but you still tried your best to show up. And it's like they just ended up disappointing you even more through just leaving like that. But pretty much, I just wanted to let you know, it's like you gave all that you could to this person. You didn't really have any much more that you could give at this particular time in your life. So it's like this person left. They tried to one up you. They basically thought that once they learned the cheat code from you, once they learn how things go, once they learn how you live your life or how you do what you do, how you garner and experience success, like how you have powered through these tower moments of change, like, and it can be very, there can be a lot of conflict. It's like once they figured those things out, it was like that was all they needed. It's kind of like in their head, they went through a list of check boxes. Like, okay, I saw how this person lived. Check. Okay, I see how this person juggles and balances responsibilities. Check. I see how this person nurtures this creative project. Check. I see what their work ethic is. Check. And then after that, they just left. And you were hurt because it seems as though this person, like, they actually wanted to be your friend. Like, that's how you felt. You felt like this person actually loved you. You felt like they cared about you. They may have showed you a lot of interest in the beginning, just trying to take any opportunity that they could to, like, cozy up to you and actually get to know you. That's how you felt. And I just feel like you didn't really understand the other aspect and side to this person's personality, or just how they do things and how they navigate relationships. And then we also have the world here. It's like just feeling like this connection in a sense ran its course. They felt like they learned all they needed to learn. They feel like they one upped you. They feel like they got it, and then they just was gonna leave. So that's pretty much what it was for this person. This is why they unfriended you. Things like this, I feel like it just happens in life. It just happens in life. And it's like, we're not perfect people. I don't want you to internalize this and be like, well, maybe if I would have not talked about my struggles, maybe if I would have not cried in front of this person, maybe if I would have just remained strong and remained in this, because you were in a power position. They came to you for something. Okay, you were in a power position. So it's like, oh, maybe if I would have remained in this mentor role, or as this educator, as this teacher, then they would have just respected me. But it seems as though this person felt like they got what they needed to get, and now it was time to move on. They're just a social climber. So let's go ahead and get into some surrender cards. I think I'm going to get y'all like 2. I feel like that's what I should do. Get y'all like 2 just to help you like surrender this connection and focus on something else. We have surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will bring you clarity or even solve the problem. And I did see the Ace of Swords as well. So, I mean, I hope that I was able to give you some type of clarity, but you already pretty much have your own personal connection to spirit. Some of you all could really love God, really love Jesus. So it's like you can lean into just finding the comfort within those entities. Okay, you can find the comfort within those entities. And even here with the Hierophant, it's like you all are definitely educated people. You definitely are. You're educated people. I feel like this person wanted to best you. They wanted to one up you. I feel like they came to you with a different type of vibe and intention. And I think it was unexpected even here too. Like you didn't expect for this to be the result. Is very unexpected. I don't think this is something that you could have known was going to happen. And I feel like sometimes it's like you can't internalize just you can't internalize things that are unexpected like that. We also have the everything is fine card here as well. So I mean, this person, it seems as though the friendship with you and them walking away put you in a even worse spot. I feel like it put you in a worse spot. I feel like you experienced just a lot of pain, but like this is another card that signifies endings as well. As far as within this connection, this is another card that signifies the endings, and it's just letting you know that like the worst that you experience, it couldn't get any worse than that. If you feel like you're still dealing with this pain right now, it's like it's not going to get any worse than this. It's important for you to rely back on spirit as a means, and your connection as a means to, of course, better understanding this. Like the pain, that this is it. You don't have to experience any more of it. And then even here with the Hermit is like, you've learned your lessons from this person. I feel like you'll be a lot much more smarter when it comes to relationships. And I feel like, this is the best time for you to not internalize, but to introspect. Okay. I feel like it's 2 different things. I feel like when you're being introspective, it's like you're thinking, you're being self-aware, you're coming to conclusions. But it's like when you internalize, it's like you're just thinking about, oh, what did I not do? What could I have done better? It's like when you think with the intention of nurturing yourself, think with the intention of being kind to yourself, and think with the intention of actually solving the issue, whatever the issue is for you, being a problem solver. I feel like that's where your mind should go. Just don't allow your thoughts and emotions to wander. Like, find solutions. All right, let me get y'all another card. Let's see, because this one definitely jumped. We have surrender to silence. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within you. Silence can heal and replenish you. And I feel like this is just another confirmation when it comes to the Hermit energy as well. Like, this is it's an introspective energy, like I said, but in order to even get to the place where you can do that, you must distance yourself. And it's not to say that like it means, oh, don't talk to anybody ever again in life, like estrange yourself, like don't talk to anybody, like, but all I'm saying is like take a brief period in time to retreat. Okay, retreat, go off into your own world and figure it out for whatever it is for you. Like, give yourself the opportunity to do that. It's like, as you can see on this card right here, surrender to silence, is like there's literally a castle on a hill, and it looks like it's some type of island. It's like retreat to your own personal space, retreat to a safe space, and do what you need to do. Okay, do what you need to do in that space, but don't allow your emotions to roam everywhere. Still keep the basically what I'm trying to say is still keep up. Well, pretty much I think what I'm trying to say is like in this space, you should be focusing on your belief. In this space, you should be focusing on faith, because it seems like you experienced some type of pain here. Others y'all could have experienced financial hardships because of allowing this person into your life. It seems as though this person was a liability anyway, so they can go be someone else's liability at this point in time. When I split the deck, I saw surrender worry. Make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body, focus on the power of your heart, and have faith that spirit is guiding you always. So you got to let the worry go. Even on this card, it says everything is fine. It's about you understanding that like it really can't get any worse than this, that like the inevitable ending has occurred. And just like the Tower card, it's, you have to accept it. And when you completely accept it and go with the change, then your life can transition and transform into something new. So I think I'm gonna leave it right here because I feel like I could keep talking, but yeah. I definitely hope that you all enjoyed this reading. Definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Be blessed, fam. All right, my pile two people, if you chose the Navigator's Tarot with the selenite stone, then I'm going to go ahead and get started with your reading for today. But of course, I want to say welcome again to all of the new viewers, and I want to give a special welcome back to all of my lovely returning subscribers, just continuing to express my gratitude for everything that you all do. I love connecting with y'all in the comments. I love having fun with y'all. And I love when you all share your experiences with me. It just lets me know that you all are transparent. And also, I just want to be able to support y'all as well, just for an even energy exchange. I feel like it's important for us to all experience relatability. And especially with me being a content creator, I really want y'all to know that it's like I've actually live life. Okay, I've lived life. I've experienced the BS when it comes to life, and I also experienced just the other sides of life as well that can be so liberating and just so fun and so beautiful. So I just appreciate that you all feel comfortable enough with me to share your experiences. I appreciate that, and I just hope that I'm making a positive impact on y'all in return. So thank you. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and click that button and join the fam today, because I promise that you will love it here. Also, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box as well. There's links there to book a personal reading, to donate, to check out my Etsy store, to follow me on social media. But most importantly, there is a link there about my Tarot 101 course. So this summer I am teaching tarot for beginners, so definitely tap in. I'm going live tomorrow, and I will post that in the community tab. And I'm just excited because I really want to share with you all everything that's actually going to come with the course. And I'm just so elated to even be in a position to where I can teach others what I know. So check that out. But yeah, I feel like let's go ahead and get started. The question that we're asking Spirit today, pile two, of course, this was a reading request. We're asking, why did they unfriend you? And y'all, I'm actually not going to start with the tarot for today. I'm bringing it back, but I'm not starting with the tarot. I'm going to start with the Dark Mirror Oracle so we can see what's up, so we can get to the root of, okay, why did this person really leave? Like, what was their problem? So let's go ahead and go. All right, so we have blinded to pain. We also have Queen of My World. We also have Alone in the World. So we have Queen of My World and Alone in the World. That's definitely interesting. That's definitely interesting. But yeah, pretty much it's like, I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna just keep it straightforward. I'm gonna keep it 100. Pretty much when it comes to down to this person, is like the reasons for why they unfriended you a major reason here is that this person believes that you are just a very narcissistic, like, and even individualistic. The other word I heard was heartless. The other word I heard was cruel type of person. It's like they feel as though you don't care about anybody but yourself. They feel as though you only care about getting your way. And they also feel like you don't care about the harm that you cause other people. So the reason why I told y'all I'm gonna keep it straight up is because this is how this person feels. And it may be uncomfortable for you to hear this, but it's also about understanding that, like, it's really their thoughts and it's really their opinions, it's their perspective, and we can't control them. But yeah, this person just felt like they were dealing with just so much adversity in life, but you didn't really care to stop to ask them what was going on with them. Now, I feel like when it comes to this person, a lot of the things that they've experienced have been like self-inflicted. I just keep hearing like the idea of like a self-inflicted wound. So I know the topic is getting to be a little bit sensitive here, but it seems as though some of the things that this person has went through was by their own doing, or they made certain choices, actions, they did certain things. They even had certain type of mindset that led them to experience this consistent pain. So it's like this person made themselves out to be like a victim, and it's like we all can be victims at times. Life is not easy, but it seems as though this person, what I heard was like perpetual victim, and they expected you to just be there, like be helping them, be there, like be consoling them. They expected you to do that. But it's like this person was stuck in an Eight of Swords mentality. And it's like when you're in an Eight of Swords mentality, oftentimes it's like you're dealing with a lot. There's a lot going on in your mind. You're dealing with like some type of scarcity, like a scarcity based mindset. You're dealing with a lack based mindset. You just feel like you have no options. You feel like there's no way. You feel like you can't make a way because there's not enough. So you feel like you're in essentially like you're in prison. You feel like you're in a mental prison, like you're just trapped in your mind, or I also heard like trapped in your body. So it seems as though this person, because they felt so trapped, it's like the only way that they could feel anything was to just hold on to pain. It was to hold on to pain. And at a particular point, it was engaging in the same things that continue to keep giving them some type of pain so that they could feel, if that makes sense. I feel like this person is someone who is like, they just stay trapped in the same cycles. They just go endlessly in circles and circles and circles and circles. But regardless, it's like this person unfriended you because they just felt like, oh, you didn't care. But the fact of the matter is something that I feel like this person should know is like, it's going to be your responsibility. Like you can have support from other people. Other people will be there to help. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like you have to worry about yourself first. It's really on you. Like no one else can make you do something to enhance your life situation. It's going to be on you to make the necessary changes. But you have to wake up and see that you're not stuck. So it's like this person stays in a self perpetuated cycle of just pain and struggle and hardships. And it's like they've become so accustomed to that. But it's like instead of them understanding that, like, okay, I'm too accustomed to this, I need something different. It's like because you're choosing to not stay there, you're choosing to not stay in that same space or to stay in that vibration. It's like this person is thinking like, oh, okay, oh, you think you're better, like, oh, you're being narcissistic, like, oh, you're not even caring, like, you're not showing me any empathy, like, that's not just not what you're doing. You're not being here for me, you're not listening to me. Like, that's pretty much how this person feels. And it's just like, I want to let this person know that it's like you don't have to stay in this place to where it's like you just have to be carrying all this pain. Like, it is actually a big deal. You should let the pain go. So pretty much it's like, yeah, this person just look at you like you're someone who is narcissistic. Like I said, there's no empathy there. Like you don't care. It's your way or the highway. It's like what you say goes. And they just feel like you didn't help them enough for them to be able to get through this. They feel like you had kind of like a just get over it type of mentality. Like that's how they felt that you had. And they feel, this person, I feel like they unfriended you because they felt as though there wasn't a real and true connection to you anymore. I feel like this person felt like there was no space for them or no place for them in your life. I mean, it seems as though you all are just very driven at this point in time. It seems that you all could just be very passionate, very fiery. So I heard the word bravado. So there could be something kind of going on in your bravado, whether it's from something that you have actually accomplished and you're proud of it, or from you actually being just a proud and egotistical person for no reason. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. But it's like, it seems like you all have this very big bravado or very big ego about you. It seems like you all are very like courageous at this point in time. It seems as though you're trying to take more control over your life. And I also heard take more control over your destiny. It seems as though you all are dealing with your own issues as well, but it's like you don't want to succumb to the issues. It's like you're trying to do what you can to transcend it. You're trying to do what you can to push past this, but it's like this person is seeing you as like, oh, you're just trying to run over them, or you don't want to relate to them anymore, you don't want to connect with them anymore. They just felt like there was no personal connection to you anymore at this point. They also felt like you saw yourself as just a single individualistic person, and that's all that you were really trying to focus on at this point in time. They just felt like it was no place or no space for them in your life anymore, and that your priorities had changed, and that your priorities were more so focused on solitude, was more so focused on being on your own. They didn't get the same amount of vulnerability that they have experienced from you before. They didn't get that. So they just feel as though you are someone who, like, you actually don't really care to be there. You don't really care to nurture. You don't really care to do that. You just care about what your primary objectives are, what your intentions are, what your agenda is. That's what you care about. And they just feel like you wanted to be alone at a certain point in time. But what I heard was the word sob story. I just feel like you were, I'm going to keep it a buck, exhausted and tired of hearing about this person's never ending sob stories. It's like I just heard the theme song for the Never Ending Story. Y'all watch the Never Ending Story? Like the Never Ending Story, those are some old movies. Like if you watch it now, it's like the graphics is not going to be the same, especially if you're used to watching movies that's coming out now in 2024. But I'm just saying it was still a good movie, okay. But anyway, I just heard or a good collection of movies rather. But I just heard the Never Ending Story theme song in my head. So it just seems as though it's a never ending cycle that this person continues to deal with. They need to learn how to save themselves. I feel like you got really exhausted and irritated with that at a certain point in time. Okay, at a certain point in time, it just became too much. So it's true, you could have retreated into your hermit energy because you needed the solitude and the time to yourself anyway. It's like you got stuff going on. You're tired of hearing about the same stuff that this person is dealing with. So they feel as though you kind of inflict pain as well, and you don't acknowledge it. Okay, in your ways, there are ways and there's things that you do in which you can come off as being very insensitive to the struggles and to the pain that other people are dealing with. I mean, that could have been something that you did. I don't put anything past anybody. But oftentimes I know that when someone perceives of another person to be like this, it's like they have their own pain and struggles that they're trying to deal with on their own, and you're trying your best to try to navigate that. So yeah, they just feel as though you just at a certain point became insensitive, and there was problems and things that you inflicted upon this person, and it's like you're not even caring to look at it. You're not caring to see it. You know, like you have issues with being sensitive to other people. You just care about being in power. You just care about dominating things. You just care about what's going on with you. They just didn't feel the same sense of vulnerability anymore. They didn't feel the same sense of reliability. They didn't feel that connection with you anymore. Whether it was, oh, trauma bonding, it may be at this point in time, it's like you're just over it. Instead of you being focused on the pain, it's like you're literally trying to push through and persist. So that's definitely an option as well. But I do know that there are some people in this world that actually don't care about the feelings of others. There are, we just have to keep it a buck. There are. I think this person is perceiving you as that. Okay. I feel like they're perceiving you as that. This person, they just feel as though you wanted something else. Like they felt as though they were a burden on you. And I feel like in some of their ways, they can be a burden. And that's something I feel like that they need to heal and figure out, or they're going to continue to keep going through relationships and being a burden on different people. So that is something that they have to, just boss up and gain some strength and just deal with. But yeah, pretty much it's like this person just feel like you were longing and you were desiring for something else that was outside of them. Like there's no space. They can't be in your life anymore. They just kind of felt like boxed out or pushed out of your life. They just feel like you're that type of like, I walk alone type of person, like you just walk alone, like you're like a lone wolf or like just a lone person. And that's just what it is. They just didn't feel that you needed them. They didn't feel a connection to you anymore. They felt like you were concerned with other things. So that's why they went ahead and unfriended you. But all right, let's move on to the energy oracles. I'm gonna get y'all some cards from this deck right here. So we have the fourth chakra. This is the heart chakra. I was about to say the art chakra. It's the heart. We also have journey. And we also have hostilities. I think that you could be that type of person where it's just like, I gotta protect my peace by any means necessary. Like you just like, I need to protect my peace. Like it doesn't matter who it is. If somebody is stressing you out, if someone's annoying you or irritating you, it literally does not matter. It could be your mama, your kids, your best friend, your cousin, who else? Your grandfather. Like it could literally be anybody, or even if anything is stressing you out, it's like, and you're gonna look at it as like, okay, is this a threat to my peace? Because I feel like you've experienced that as well. You've experienced those moments, so you understand a potential threats. Okay, I feel like when it comes down to this, it's like you're very instinctual. Like your first reaction is to protect yourself or defend yourself, or in some cases even fight. Like the idea of fight or flight, like that's a very instinctual thing that happens. Like what happens when you are compromised? Okay, what happens when you are staring down the face of something that is fearful, or something that is a threat to your safety or to your health, to your mental health? It's like, what happens? You're going to fight. You're going to do what you can to get rid of it. I think something this person needs to understand is like, with just the burdens and all the stuff that they're dealing with and what they continue to perpetuate and what they continue to live through, and even their stagnancy, their stuck and limited mindset, like that is a threat to other people. It is a threat. It is especially a threat to people that want to go somewhere in life. It's a threat. So I just feel like a part of this too is just like being out of vibrational alignment with this person. It's like being out of vibrational alignment. And it's like, I feel like there was a huge discrepancy, just a huge discrepancy, like just a huge gap. So I could see how it would be draining for someone to be here and then try to, in a sense, force you to come back down here, when it's like, in all reality, it's like all they have to do is look up and move up. So it just seemed like it's some type of vibrational misalignment between the both of you. But yeah, just even here with the heart chakra, like I just feel like there's something here to where it's like this person just feels like, oh, you have no feelings, or they feel like, oh, you're not empathetic, like, oh, you just don't care. And I feel like even then they could have felt like, oh, you just don't love me, or you don't unconditionally love me, because if you loved me, you would accept me and where I'm at this point in time. But I feel like you can love and accept somebody from where they are, but that does not necessarily mean that it's like that person has to be close with you, because like I said, it's like this person is a liability. They have some things that they need to figure out when it comes to their victim mindset. And I feel like we've all been here. And it's like when you become self-aware, you understand like, okay, I'm not my best right now. Maybe I need to go off and do my own thing right now, you know? Or if you're having a bad day, it's like, you know what? I don't want to think about other things that are going on in my life, because I don't want to transfer the anger that I feel about this one thing onto this other thing. Now all areas of my life are getting messed up because I'm mad about everything. Like, you know, so it's just about not trying to transfer the energy, if that makes sense. I think this person needs to understand that. It's like, you know, you having a bad day or you having a bad experience in life right now, it's like you have to take responsibility of that. You have to be accountable for your feelings. And oftentimes in a moment, it means not transferring those feelings to other people. That's a liability. That's not good for other people, because we're easily influenced. Okay. You can literally watch TV and it'll be like 10 different symbols in that you see on TV within the course of a minute that influence you to do something, and you just don't even know how. Like, how was I influenced to do that? Because of what you just watched or what you just listened to. So we're easily influenced. That's why this person got to understand that. But it's like with people being easily influenced, it's like they just see like how you are handling your issues and how you are still pushing forward. They see that as not as, oh, this person's being resilient. They just see it as, oh, this person doesn't care about what I'm dealing with. They're just putting their issues and problems over me. And we all have to deal with it ourselves. But yeah, this person, it's something going on here as far as with the heart and the feelings. It's like they just don't feel as though you actually care, or that your heart is open to them, or you care about what's going on with them, pretty much is what I'm basically just trying to say. It's like this person, they just didn't feel love, compassion, and even just acceptance. Now, it could be debatable. That's how they feel. It could be debatable, because I feel like some of you are like, no, I did help. I was there for them. I did love them. I did care about them. I was compassionate with them. But at the same time, you had to make sure that you saved yourself as well. You had to make sure that you protected your peace as well. And I think that you and this person ended up having some spats, like back and forth, or just some moments of uncomfortability. Like you know like how it feels to have a conversation with someone, and even though you aren't raising your voice or you're not cussing each other out, like you can feel the tension. Like you can feel the, okay, maybe I shouldn't have went there, because okay, now this conversation is turning into something else. Like I feel the uncomfortability and it's palpitating. Like, you know, like you could just feel it. I just feel like you all experience some type of moments like that, where it's just moments of uncomfortability. I feel like for you, you are someone, like I said, who will try to protect your peace by any means necessary. And I think that this person at a certain point was a threat to your peace. But pretty much they just saw that you were deciding to take your life in a different direction. I feel like you were deciding to move forward in a more confident manner, in a more fiery manner. Like you were trying to move forward in a more passionate manner. I just feel like you all are just dealing with, I feel like you and this person could have went through similar things, but it's like the way that you are choosing to deal with it is coming from more of an empowered place, where it's like this person is thinking that the way that you're dealing with it is coming more from an egotistical, prideful place, if you get what I'm saying. Like, or you're being arrogant, or you're being boastful, like, or you acting brand new. You know, that's something that comes up here as well. It's like, oh, you acting brand new. I feel like that's something that this person has said to you, or has definitely thought, oh, you acting brand new. Oh, you don't have time for me now. Like, oh, you don't. And it's just like, I can see how this would be irritating and annoying. Like, I really could see how it would be irritating and annoying. This person, they just saw that your life was moving, it was transitioning into another place. Like, and this could have even been, quite frank, like just literal. Like you all could have just moved, you know, like relocated or even personally traveled, and they feel some type of way because you're in a sense distancing yourself from them. Because there's two cards here that talk about like the idea of the distancing, like here of course with the journey, and then even with the alone in this world, it's like choosing to go into a place of solitude, like choosing to do that. I feel like this person thought that you all could potentially reconnect and get things back together, but they continue to watch how you moved, and they continue to keep internalizing that. Like they thought that, oh, it's cool, like, oh, this person, they're gonna show up for me in the same way that they typically do. Like I'm gonna wait and watch and see what they do. Like, and that's kind of the thing that just annoys me a little bit with this individual you're dealing with, is like the waiting, watching, observing, and seeing. It's like you're doing all of that when you can just be straight up and talk about how you feel. Like you're doing the waiting, the watching, you want to make sure that things change, but you're not opening your mouth to say that. I also feel like they didn't, because it's kind of like they didn't want the constructive criticism in return. Like I think there's a part of them that knows what they should do. I think that this is a source of insecurity for them because they don't know how to do it. And so I think that's a part of why they didn't communicate this. It's like this person internalized a lot of this as well. They internalized your moves, your actions. They was just observing, watching, and waiting to see if there was going to be some different result. It's just, when I see these hostilities card, it's just like this person really did have a lot of hostile and aggressive energy towards you, even if it wasn't verbal. It definitely is a very emotional through their expectations, like what they expected you to do or how they expected you to continue to keep showing up for them. I feel like the hostile energy was just, you felt it. Like it was, even if there wasn't communication, it was just that like telepathic knowing and feeling of this person feels some type of way. Yeah, it just seemed like you had to stand up for yourself. It just seems like even with the distancing, it's like it seems like you have to stand up for yourself. And it seems like you have to regain some type of control. And I feel like it wasn't even fighting this person initially to begin with. I just feel like it was regaining control over your life and over your life direction and where you were going and what you were doing. When I see this journey card, it makes me think a lot about the Two of Wands, and that energy is about planning. It's about understanding what your next move is and just not doing things foolishly or doing things impulsively. I also feel like the Two of Wands can be a very challenging card as well. So it's like, how are you going to approach the challenges of, okay, what's next? Like, how are you going to approach that if it isn't for proper planning? I just feel like you weren't going to allow this person to threaten your solitude and your sense of safety, or even your sense of your own personal identity. You weren't going to tolerate that. Yeah, you just had to, I just feel like over time you started to stand up for yourself, and they just didn't like that. All right, so let's see what else we can get from the wisdom of the oracle about this situation. So we have the here and now. We have to the sea, which also depicts another journey as well. And then we also have thinker. But I want to get another clarifying card for thinker as well. So give me 1 second. And then we also have not for you. Yeah, because I needed to know, like, okay, but what else is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you've been thinking, but what else is actually going on? What is the conclusions of those thoughts? And the conclusion is basically not for you. So I just feel like you weren't willing to play this game with this individual anymore. I feel like this is something that I feel like this is something that's being experienced. Like it's like a subconscious thing that's being experienced, but it's like this person isn't able to explain this. If that makes sense. You ever know how it's just like something subconscious that's going on, but it just can't be or just beneath the surface, but it just cannot be explained. I feel like that's something that this person is dealing with as well. I feel like even though they unfriended you, I believe that the energy was going in that way anyway, because it's like you both were like a vibrational mismatch. You weren't really aligned anymore at this point in time. And I feel like you both could have been here at a certain place in life, trauma bonded, like y'all had similar experiences, but it's like it's all about deciding to free ourselves from that and like moving forward, like rerouting, deciding to go in a different direction, or even rewriting your story, or even changing your mindset, like changing the paradigm in which you live in. So it's just like I feel like when you started to sense some hostile or aggressive energy coming from this person, this was something that you, in a sense, had to think about. And you, in a way, it's like didn't internalize this, but it's like you had to let this pass through your body so that you could understand that, okay, like I don't want to play these games anymore. Like, or where is this relationship actually heading? And it's like, if you're not going to make any moves to better your life, like, why would you expect me to do so? And I'm also not arguing and going back and forth with you about this anymore, because I can't dim my light just to make you feel comfortable. Like, I cannot do that. You either have to rise to the occasion, or for lack of better terms, it's like you just got to stay where you at. So yeah, it's like that was how it felt like for you. But on this person's end of it, they just felt like, oh, this relationship is not for me, because oh, this person is too focused on going their own way, like, and going your own way by yourself. And I feel like they don't really have like well wishes for you. You know, like when you're doing something and it's like someone genuinely supports you, it's like, okay, you got well wishes for me. But it's like, it just seems like though this person doesn't genuinely support you, they don't have well wishes. They might feel like this journey that you're going on, or this distancing, is just very aimless, as you can see, or it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense to them. As you can see here, there's like a fairy, and she's, she's, you know, traveling by like a paper boat on the sea, and it's like it's paper, so you know that eventually it's going to disintegrate in the water, and that person, the fairy, would potentially drown. But it's just like this person just sees that it's like this journey or that you're going on, or this whole distancing, or this whole new attitude that you have going on in life, like it's actually foolish. It makes no sense, and it's only going to potentially lead to your downfall. They don't really have well wishes for what you got going on anyway. I hope that makes sense. But I just feel like in this relationship, it's like just to the sea, it's just all about like understanding that you have to go with the flow, as opposed to like trying to be in control of the direction. It's like when you look at this boat, there's no sail, there's nothing. Like it's literally just going. So that's just symbolizing that you're just kind of going where you need to go. Yeah, this person they just felt like they didn't see the connection between the both of you anymore. They just didn't see it. I feel like it naturally happens in relationships sometimes, where it's just like you just get to a point and it's like you can't evolve together anymore. You know, you can't evolve together anymore. I don't really think this person even wanted to evolve to begin with. I just feel like this person just kind of wanted to sit here. Like even when I see the here and now, it's like you just kind of want to sit. And there's nothing wrong about being like presently grounded. There's nothing wrong with you being in the moment. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like at the change and transition has to happen at a certain point in time. Okay? Change and transition has to happen. Like I feel like no one is allowed to be the same. No one is allowed to be the same. Like in life, I just feel like everyone learns some type of lesson, has some type of life experience that teaches them something that changes them. Whether the change is for the positive or for the negative, it's like no one is the same. No one is. Yeah, it's just like when I see this here and now card, it just makes me feel like it's like this person just kind of wanted things to remain the same, but it's just not really how life works. Like even to for the relationship and the way that you both related to each other to stay the same, but when you change, the dynamic of the relationship changes. It just does automatically because you're not fulfilling the same role or doing the same things because you've changed, you've evolved. But yeah, I feel like I need to go ahead and move on to the tarot. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the navigators and let's see if we can get some additional information about why this person unfriended you. They definitely experienced some type of lack of trust. They just didn't trust you anymore. They didn't trust that you could support them. They didn't trust that you wanted to support them. They just didn't trust it anymore. They really didn't. I mean, even here with the here and now, something that they could have done is just to understand that, like, you are loved. It's okay. Like, just relax. I feel like this is someone who could just be really anxious. This is just someone who could be, like, just really, 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 really anxious. Like, it's like, just calm down and relax. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups here. We also have the King of Swords. I feel like this person used to feel this, I want to say, like, unconditional love from you. And it's not to say that your love still can't be unconditional, but I feel as though this person is used to experiencing just a, I want to say, like, they're used to, basically they're used to experiencing just so much love from you, so much love from you all the time. Like, they're used to you listening to them, they're used to you nurturing them, caring about them, being so empathetic for them, like, or towards them rather. And it's like just being in this King of Swords energy is like they just feel like you kind of became a little bit, just cold and detached. But when I see this, it just makes me think about someone who is understanding how to, like, protect their energy, someone who's understanding how to, like, logically think about this, someone who's understanding how to just blend the logic and the practicality with the emotion. Like, things don't have to be so emotional all the time. I feel like for you, it's like you'd rather sometimes things just be logical, straightforward, like things just being intellectual, and it just is what it is. I also feel like you're trying to approach this and this person's life and just the situation from a more emotionally intelligent standpoint, as opposed, which is like one that takes responsibility and accountability for, like, how you feel. And it's just like this person doesn't, they have to learn how to cultivate this, like, on their own and for themselves. So it's like this person just used to experiencing just so much love from you. So to experience this, like, 180 flip of, now you're focusing on other things in your life, or you want to go in a different direction, they just feel like you abandoned them. And then we also have the Five of Cups. Yes, this talks about, like, loss and grief. Oftentimes I feel like it's shame. I just feel like this person really, they want to be upset with you. This is why they unfriended you, but deep down inside they know or deep down inside they may be trying to ignore that they're keeping themselves stuck and trapped. Like, they're literally caught up in this web of drowning. Like, they feel left behind. They feel like you left them. They feel like you don't care. Like, they just feel like you abandoned them. They're definitely feeling the loss of this connection. So, this person felt this way before they unfriended you, pretty much is what I'm trying to say. They just feel left behind. Okay, they feel left behind. And then we have here with the Three of Wands. Yeah, the Three of Wands oftentimes will talk about distance as well. Like just specifically in this, in the turn, in basically what I'm trying to say is, as it relates to the rest of the cards, as it relates to the readings, it's like this can also talk about distance as well. And also you expecting great things. You expecting great things in your future. Also with you expanding. Also with you progressing, moving forward. Yeah, and then we have here the Emperor. So they could have been just a bit, I don't want to say like jealous, or just a bit taken aback by just this newfound sense of structure and order that you had. Like you were in a different position to make better decisions. It's like essentially you just started to change and became a different person. You just started to become a lot much more logical. I'm picking up a bit like strategic also. I just feel like you woke up and started dealing with your issues. You woke up and started dealing with your problems. And it's like this person kind of want to stay in the same spot, and they have to put the work in if they want to see the results of what they want. They have to put the work in. It's like if this person put the work in, they would understand how challenging the process can be, as opposed to just criticizing you for deciding to do that. They would understand. So I really feel like it's not like you don't care, but I just feel like you had to incorporate some masculine aspects into your energy. You had to kind of like cultivate more of that masculinity that is within you, so that you could actually push forward, so that you could actually find solutions, or so that you could actually problem solve. So there could be some type of structure and order to your life, so you could actually move forward and persevere. Like I see the Eight of Wands here as well, and this talks a lot about that forward moving energy. I feel like this could be expansion as well, and also progression. They just feel lost in the sauce. That's pretty much what I'm trying to tell you. Like this person feels very lost in the sauce, and they just felt like there was no place in your life. Yeah, with the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, like they just feel like you were more so focused on individualism. But I mean, to get into this energy of the Nine of Pentacles, like look, it's the Emperor. Like that's why I kept trying to tell y'all, it's like you had to incorporate some masculine aspects. It's not to say you can't be this Queen of Wands. It's not to say that you can't care, but you also have to think about things differently. Like let's be a little bit much more smarter now with the way in which we do things. I feel like that's your mindset. But yeah, it's just like you're still, you know, it's like if you're a feminine individual, you live through your feminine energy. It's like you're still that way. You just had to incorporate a different type of mindset, attitude, different behavior, so that you can actually get to where you want to be and where you desire to be, which I think is to experience achievement, success, like living a life of comfort, changing your lifestyle. I think that's really what's going on here for you. But let's get y'all some cards from the surrender deck, and then we're going to close out this reading so that you can, you know, surrender this connection in favor of something else. We have surrender to trust. Trust yourself in your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. So Spirit is pretty much saying like you chose the right thing for you, especially if you realize that this connection wasn't for you anymore. This person realized that as well. And I want to say it just is what it is. But you don't have to deal with the criticism from this person asking you like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, you acting brand new. It's like that kind of gets tiring. I got y'all another card because I'm getting two per pile. Okay, so we have surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. So that's what I have here. I definitely hope that you all resonated with this. I hope you understood it. I hope it made sense for you. And I'll just see y'all in the next one, fam. Like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day. Be blessed. All right, my pile 3 people. If you chose the Mermaid Tarot with the citrine crystal, then I'm going to go ahead and get started with your reading for today. But of course, I would like to say welcome again to all the new viewers and to all of my lovely returning subscribers. I want to continue to give y'all my love, appreciation, and gratitude. I just want to continue to thank y'all for everything that you do. I just really enjoy this space, and I hope that you all are enjoying this space as well. I look forward to continuing to support y'all in the best ways in which I can. And I just appreciate your time and energy. Like I always tell y'all, y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you have chosen to be here with me. So I'm definitely going to honor that and just do my best to come through with these messages. So thank y'all so much. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and do that. Okay, join the fam today. What are you waiting for? Because I promise that you will definitely love it here. And also make sure y'all check out the links in the description box as well. Y'all, I'm teaching Tarot 101 for beginners this summer. Class is definitely starting within the next 2 weeks. So I'm so excited about this. I have my registration link that is open. So if you know that you would like to learn tarot in a structured environment, you would like to be a part of a community of other tarot enthusiasts, and also you would like to have one-to-one access to me so that I can answer any of your questions, so that we can really connect when it comes to this amazing form of divination, then tap in, okay? Tap in. So I'm going to be going live this weekend. I'm posting the link and the flyer in the community tab, so stay tuned for that. If you can't make it, it's okay, because I'm going to be going live again, but definitely try your best to make it. I'll be talking more about, of course, the course and just what it entails. So stay tuned. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started, okay? I already been talking so much. Like, I know you know how long this video is already. So you already know I've been talking. But actually, I'm tripping. We're not going to start with the Mermaid Tarot. We're going to start with the Dark Mirror Oracle. And like I've told the other 2 piles, of course, giving you a disclaimer and just letting you know that, of course, like, this is based off of this person's opinions, what they thought, what they think, or even their perceptions of you. This is how I'm going to be helping you to explain, like, why they unfriended you, why they walked away. And yeah, oftentimes we might hear something that we don't want to hear, something we may not be comfortable with. Just do what's best for you. But at the same time, understand, like, you know, we can't control other people. We can only control ourselves. So I just hope that you all are able to receive this message, especially if it resonates, because it's a general reading and you don't think that I'm trying to do something negative or tell you something negative. I'm just telling you how this person feels from their perspective. That's really all I'm trying to do. So let's go ahead and get started. We have today for tomorrow. We have naked before the stars. We also have forgetting oneself. We have forgetting oneself. We have today for tomorrow, naked before the stars, and forgetting oneself. Okay, so this person, they unfriended you. Well, I'm about to wrap up the whole thing, but pretty much it's like this person unfriended you because Pretty much it's like this person has a warped sense of what your own personal process is when it comes to accepting yourself and accepting your body, accepting your appearance, and accepting your beauty and actually wanting to enhance it. This person has a warped sense of that. They feel like you all have just been in this pursuit of, that's so funny. I was about to say pursuit of sexiness, but it's like you're just in this pursuit of wanting to accept your body and wanting to lovingly make the changes that you feel like you need to make for yourself, that you are lovingly trying to make those changes, but they're kind of looking at it more so as like, oh, you're doing it just so that you could keep up, or you're doing this just so that you can live some type of standard that we see out in society. Like there are these societal beauty standards that are just trendy, they're prevalent, and it's like even if you wanted those things because that's what you lovingly want for yourself, it's like this person is looking at it as though, oh, you're just trying to be like everybody else, or oh, you're not being authentic and real, like, or oh, you're only trying to make these changes from a place of low self-esteem or low sense of worth. But I feel like you really are trying to accept who you are at any size, but it's just like you're trying to make the changes because it's like that's what you want to do. It's not because you're suffering from some type of self-esteem, or you suffering from just not feeling good about yourself. Like, I don't think that's the point. What I just heard was a necessity. For some of y'all, it could be a necessity that you lose weight, that you become a lot much more fitter, that you focus on your skincare. Like it could potentially be a necessity for you. Like you actually need to do this for your health. So there's other things that people elect to do that, even though some people might look at it and say like, oh, you're being lazy, like just go to the gym, just work out, like, oh, you're being lazy. It's like there are some surgeries that people elect to do that actually it could help. You know what I'm saying? It would help. It could help if that's what you decide that you want to do for yourself. So it just seems as though you all are trying to lovingly make changes, but this person perceives of these changes that you're making as, oh, you're trying to fit into societal standards, or you're trying to do what other people are doing. You're trying to fit into, you're comparing yourself to others. You're trying to fit in with the stars. You're trying to fit in with the social media influences or the models. Like, that's what they feel. I feel like for you all, it's like you just want to be beautiful for yourself, but they just believe that you're on this impossible quest of trying to maintain these beauty standards or to appear in a certain type of way. And it's only going to distance you from the authenticity of like who you really truly are. It seems like this is one of those people where it's like any change that you try to lovingly make for yourself, like they're going to think like, well, you don't have to do that. It's like if you want to start wearing makeup, this person would be like, well, you don't have to wear makeup. Or if you wanted to change your hairstyle, well, you don't have to do that. And it's like, I don't have to do that, but that's what I want to do. And you can't shame other people for their decisions and for the things that they want to do. All you can do is try to support them, understand them. But if you're going to be critical about it, then it's really not doing nothing. Like that's a surefire way to have this person distance themselves from you. Okay. And I'm not saying you, but I'm talking more so from this person's perspective. It's like they need to understand that like all of this like criticism on what you should do, or not trying to support you, or even trying to criticize other people that have done things that you would like to do to enhance your beauty, to enhance your appearance, is like that's not going to help it. All it's going to do is further push you away because you don't really truly feel the support from this individual like you would like to. That's pretty much what I'm seeing here. I feel like you are someone who has fully accepted yourself, but this person is taking it as like, oh, you're not really focusing. You have this low self-esteem somewhere deep down on the inside of you, and you're just trying to explain it away by doing this. Like, I don't think that's necessarily the case. This person feels like whatever you're indulging in to enhance yourself or to accept yourself. They just feel like it's a defense mechanism to how you really actually truly feel inside. They feel like you're using this to cover up for the insecurities that you actually truly feel. They don't really understand that you have the right to refine yourself. Okay, you have the right to redefine yourself. You have the right to change your appearance if that's what you want to do. You have the right to do so. And they just feel as though you're exchanging the time, the energy, the rapport that you could be having with them to focus on you. Okay, they feel like you are deciding to abandon that connection with them to put yourself first, and they feel like it's so vain that you're trying to put your appearance first as opposed to not. Okay, that's pretty much how they feel. I just feel like this person's a bit critical. They're a bit sensitive. I heard hyper, so like hypercritical, like they say too much, they do too much. They're really trying to drive home some type of point that you don't love yourself, or you're suffering, yeah, like you're suffering from a lack of self-love, so much so it's like this person, I feel like they just need to learn to accept like this personal journey that you're taking, whether you want to lose weight or whether you want to try new things, try new clothes, you just want a personal rebrand. It's like they need to understand that like you actually have the right to do that, just like they have the right to do that. I feel like this person is used to you all being the same or looking the same. You know, you and this person could be suffering from like similar health issues, or you could have similar body types and you want to change your body type or you want to look different. For some of y'all, this could actually be like a twin or a friend that you call a twin, where it's like y'all have been so similar all the time. Y'all have done the same things, been in the same places. Y'all may have the same clothes, have the same shoes. Like y'all might even share shoes and swap outfits and do different things like that. It's like this person is so used to being one and the same with you that it's like, because now you're choosing to individualize yourself in this way, especially through your appearance, it's like they're taking it as some type of slight against them. And it's like for them, it's like if they want to lose weight, then they can decide to do that. If they want to do that, if they want to try a new makeup routine or try a new hairstyle, they can decide to do that if that's what they want to do. But I think that's something this person has to understand is like they mold so much of their identity around you and how you show up. So it's really only one or two things for them. They can adapt with the change. If they're used to molding themselves after you, they can either adapt with the change and potentially consider what you are considering, or they can just continue to be them. I just feel like this person is dealing with like a loss of identity because, like I said, they model a lot of themselves after you. It's like y'all are twins. Like even if you're not fit like actual twins, like related, it's like that's how they pick it up. Like I'm just picking up someone saying like you and I are one and the same, or you can't have one without the other. I think that's something that you've heard before when it's come to this person. It's like when someone sees you, they expect to see the other person and vice versa. So you're just deciding to change yourself. You're deciding to let go of older versions of yourself that you don't really care for anymore. You don't really care to indulge in that anymore. It's like you're letting go of old layers. You're shedding old layers of yourself. And it seems as though this person doesn't really know how to take it. They don't know how to handle it. They also don't really know how to support you. They're making it seem as though, oh, you don't, like they just try to make it seem as though like you don't have some type of love for yourself or self-esteem. And it's like, I just feel like you're lovingly attempting to make these changes. I don't think it's necessarily you forgetting yourself, but that's what this person perceives. They're like, so you would rather risk us not being the same to go do your own thing, to go look a different way? And it's like, yeah, maybe you're in a place right now where you just don't really want to conform, and it would benefit this person to lean into these changes also, because now they have an opportunity to go do something different for themselves as well. But they just want you to conform and they want to continue to model themselves after you. And it's like they need to go find their own sense of personality and their own sense of identity. And they also need to understand that people are allowed, like I said, to change. Okay, you're allowed to change. You have the right to change. Like, you don't have to continue wearing the same things or looking the same way. Like, if that's not what you want to do, you don't have to do that. I just feel like you're more so accepting of yourself. So it's like you're being vulnerable and you're being open. But it's like, if this person wants to criticize you, then you can easily turn and go your own way. So let's see what else we can get here from the Energy Oracle. So here we have cornucopia. I just feel like when it comes to this relationship with this person, it's like you deciding to focus on your beauty is like, it's important. They know that if you put time and energy into what you want to put time and energy into, which is investing in your health and investing in yourself and your appearance, it's like they know that it would separate you from them anyway, okay? Because you're no longer conforming. And they know that it will open you up to being able to experience like the spice of life, like being able to experience different things, even the transformation that you could experience and the blessings that come from that. Some of y'all, I think y'all want to be like models. I think that's probably why you want to work on your appearance. It's like you want to be models, or you want to be celebrities. You want to be in the limelight. You want to be in the forefront. And it's like, it doesn't help for you to get there still conforming. I feel like you want to be very unconventional. And I even feel like what you want for yourself or your appearance is kind of unconventional anyway. Like, it's still your own style. It's still your own way of showing up and appearing in this world. I feel like it's still your own way of doing things. And this person's just a little afraid and scared about it because they just don't know what the positive implications could be from this happening. I just feel like y'all want to be stars. Like, you want to be known. You want to put yourself in some type of arena to where you actually have to compete. Like, I'm just picking up like even fitness modeling, some type of modeling where it's like you actually have to compete. You actually, like, you need all eyes on you. So they could be feeling some type of way like, oh, you just doing this because you want attention. Oh, you want the male gaze on you, or you want the feminine gaze on you. That's just what you want. Like, and so what? So what if that's what you want? You know what I'm saying? And so what if that's what you want? Ooh, this card came out. We have envy. So this person definitely unfriended you because they couldn't take it anymore. I feel like the more and more you began to accept yourself, the more and more you began to look sexier, the more and more you began to turn heads. It's like this person felt some type of way about it. And it's just interesting because, like I said, it's like, well, this is what I'm telling you. It's like, whatever you're doing to enhance your beauty and appearance, just keep doing it. Within reason, okay? Within reason, because I feel like, you know how some people, they're obsessed with like surgeries and obsessed with things. So I'm just saying, like, okay, y'all, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm saying whatever you are doing, just in moderation and within reason. I just feel like you all are supposed to be experiencing some more visibility. So use this time to continue to keep getting yourself together if that's what you want. I just feel like you want to be in the spotlight, and be in the spotlight, you don't want to go in the spotlight looking raggedy. Okay, I kept hearing the word haggard. Okay, the word haggard's been coming up. Like, you don't want to look struggly. You don't want to look that way. I just feel like you want to clean up your image. That's just something that I'm picking up. It's like you want to clean up your image. But yeah, this person definitely feels some type of way about it. I feel like whatever you're doing, you're progressing. Okay, you're progressing there. And it's like this person is thinking too much about how you look and what you're doing and what the results of your new appearance or this new confidence that you have, this new acceptance that you have in your body and your looks and your health. Like they just feel like it will lead to other opportunities. It will lead to more visibility. And it's like they feel some type of way about it. Like they can see it. They can see things changing. They can see things being a lot much more sunny and bright for you. They can see that you're a bit much more happier, but they're trying to say that you're superficial. And also I feel like this person is like, they don't focus a lot on their health like they should. This is someone who might be a bit outdated. Like they do outdated things, or they wear outdated things, or they, and it's nothing wrong with vintage. I love vintage, but it's like, I think that some things might be a bit outdated for them. Like they might still have the same hairstyle. They've been wearing the same hairstyle for years, or they've been, what can I say? They still trying to wear things that you wear. They still haven't found their own identity, and it's becoming outdated because you're now changing and you're now evolving. And it's like they're focusing so much on you. If they focused more of the attention on themselves, they would see like, okay, maybe I do need to get up and exercise. I do need to get up and do some push-ups. I need to get up and go run around. I need to do some squats. Like, okay, maybe I do need to expand and try out this new perfume, or I do need to try out this new thing. Like, it's just like things are too outdated. And it's like the more energy that they put on you, it's like just the more that your life is going to continue to keep propelling forward. And your emotional state is only going to continue to become a lot much more sunnier dispositioned because you're doing what you want to do for yourself. So, I mean, this is straight up. This person definitely envies what you have going on here. Okay. They envy it. They're jealous, and they're putting a lot much more time and energy into what you got going on, and this new, acceptance that you have over yourself, and not being afraid to put it out there, not being afraid to be confident, not being afraid to go with what you have. So we have the angel of love here. We have the angel of love that we have here. Yeah, for pretty much with the angel of love, I just feel like you all are just actively trying to nurture yourself. Like this just reminds me of the Queen of Cups. It reminds me of this whole idea of like giving yourself compassion, giving yourself empathy, just really cultivating more self-love that is within you. So that's just pretty much what I'm picking up here. That's where the disconnect is with this person, especially with forgetting oneself, is because they think that you're doing these things from a place of like superficiality or trying to keep up with others. It's like you're doing things from this place of, I'm just gonna forget about the old versions of myself. And it's just like, the old versions of yourself were there because that's who you were at a certain point in time. But I feel like you're lovingly understanding that it's like, you don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay there. Like if someone offered you the newest Galaxy or iPhone tomorrow, just free of charge, and you still got the Galaxy or iPhone that came out 5 years ago, would you not take it? Would you not take it? Like, this is just something I think about all the time. Is like most people will get a new phone maybe let's say every 2 years, maybe every 2 to 3 years. And then some people get a new phone every 6 months or every year. That's what they do. But it's like the simple fact is, it's like, if you can update your phone every year or every 2 years, why would you not update yourself every year or every 2 years? Like, make it make sense. But yeah, that's pretty much what I had to say. I just feel as though this person sees that you are actively nurturing yourself. They're not putting the same time, love, and attention into their own health. They're not putting enough of that time into themselves. So they feel some type of way about it. They just got to go distance themselves away from you because it's just too much. It's too much. I feel like this is the type of person that would just ask you why. Like, why are you doing that? Or trying to say things that counter what you're doing, like, or say things like, oh, well, you know, you don't want to burn yourself out by working out so much, or you want to do damage or harm to your body by doing this or doing that. It's like, I think that it's your decision and it's your choice. And the best that you can do is to make sure that you research and you're doing things safely, or using the right products, or, you know what I'm trying to say? You're not causing harm to your body. So that's all I feel like. But anyway, okay, let's move on to the wisdom of the oracle, so we get some more information about, of course, this person unfriending you. We get some more information about this. We have poised. I just feel like this person can just sense the excitement that is really just oozing through your pores. Like, they can just sense the excitement that you feel when it comes down to being unconventional or no longer conforming. I feel like they can just sense the excitement, and that's just something that makes them even more like upset. I feel like you all are just a lot much more confident, like you're developing your confidence, and it's just coming from a good place. Like, we can feel the changes. I feel like you all just want to be in a position to where you can compete. Like, you want to be in a position to where it's eyes on you. And I'm not saying like, oh, competing for other people, but I feel like you actually have aspirations to do something, whether it's acting, modeling. I just feel like you have some aspirations, like just even being in the public eye. It's like, if you're going to be in the public eye, I feel like you want to show up as your best self, and you just want to have that confidence. You know, you want to have that, like, I'm not really, I might have, you know, an insecurity here or there, but my insecurities don't rule my life. Okay. They don't rule my life. I just feel like that's the vibe that you're trying to embody at this point in time. And it just seems as though this person, they don't like the fact that you're happy in this way, or that you're working on this in this way. I just feel like you want to be at your best. Like, you just want to be confident. Like, you just want to be ready. Like, when I see this card, I see these stars that are all around. So that's why I'm just like, there's a reason why you're doing what you're doing. Like, there's literally a reason why. And I feel like you've always wanted to invest your time into improving yourself. You've always wanted to do it. I feel like it's something that you always dreamed about doing. And I just feel like to get to your goals and the things that you want to do, it's like you're not going to delay yourself anymore at this point in time. I'm not going to delay myself. It's like, if I want to get fit, I'm going to get fit. I'm not going to wait until December 31st just to be like, oh, next year I'll do it. Next year. It's like you're just actively doing it right now. I feel like you just have nothing to prove right now. You have nothing to prove. And I feel like it's like deep down inside, this person doesn't want to accept that, because it would force them to have to think about what they're not doing. And that's not something that they really want to accept. I just feel like a new phase of your life is just really about to begin. And I think that that's something that this person they don't really want to acknowledge either. We have chop wood, and we also have happy. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, like, this person is definitely trying to play you like, oh, you're being superficial. You trying to keep up with other people, but you're literally doing this from a happy place. I feel like this is something that you can celebrate, is finally getting here and just letting go. Like, I feel like you all are used to carrying things, and you're not used to putting yourself first. You're always used to putting somebody else first, or considering somebody else's opinions. But when it comes down to this whole idea of beauty and self-love and accepting your body and making improvements, I feel like this is a real serious thing for you at this point in time. I feel like you think that that piece is literally the missing piece for your life to take off, or for you to, like I said, experience a new life beginning. And I don't blame you. Like, you don't have to be held back because of this. You know, I don't blame you for putting yourself in a position with a chop wood card. Is basically like getting to work. Okay, chop wood is basically getting to work, and it's hard work, but you're trying to clean up what's going on inside of you. I feel like this change of your appearance is not just a superficial thing. I feel like you're really trying to battle with things that have weighed you down, that have held you back, and you just don't want to deal with it no more. You just don't want to. You don't want to. You really don't. Yeah, I just feel like for you, it's like this person is upset. It's like they have to understand that like nothing is as important to you as this personal journey that you're taking right now. Okay? And they can either just accept it or not. Pretty much accept it or not. But nothing is as important to you. And that's what is here with the today for tomorrow. It's just like nothing is as important. I don't think you want to procrastinate anymore on things. I just don't think that you want to hold yourself back. Like, and this is something to celebrate that you're finally made it here to this place. This is something to celebrate. But yeah, nothing is as important. Like, everything that you're doing is hard work. You know, it's taking time, and it's just like this person wants to feel some type of way about the outcomes or about what they're seeing, and without understanding that beneath all of this, it took work. It takes dedication, it takes time, it takes a commitment to wanting to appear differently or to wanting to transform yourself. Like, that actually takes time. Like, this is a daily task for you. This isn't something that you can just, passively do. It's like this is something that actually is at the forefront of your mind. I feel like you're taking small steps every day. And it's like every day your future does become brighter. It's like every day you gain some type of confidence. Every day you're happier. It's just like this person, they really don't like your happiness in this way. They don't like it. And the best thing for them to do, honestly, is to focus on what they can do for themselves, pretty much. That's the best thing that they can do. Like, I had this card too, which says peace. Yeah, it's like your life is a work in progress, but even with poise, like I said, there's a new beginning for you. We have that here with peace as well. You're lovingly making these changes from a place of peace within yourself. Like, quite frankly, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. This person is hating that, like, they're hating on how you look like, and they're hating on the possibility of how you can look like. Like, that's what this person is hating on. You all could also be just very beautiful as well inherently. So it's like you want to enhance your beauty, making you a lot much more beautiful. And it's like this person feels some type of way about that. Like, they feel some type of way. They don't want you to get all of the attention. That's pretty much what they don't want you to do. They don't want you to get all of the attention. They want y'all to be the same, to stay the same. That's what they want y'all to do. Yeah, they want you to continue doing things the same way or continue looking the same way that you looked before. Like, but let's go ahead, y'all. Let's move on to the Mermaid Tarot to get some more information with the tarot cards as it pertains to this relationship and them unfriending you. So we have the Emperor. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Judgment card. I feel like you can't allow this person to shame the decisions and choices that you all are making. I feel like who you want to transform yourself into being is who, well, I don't want to say like who you should be, but I'm just trying to tell you that like you're on the right track. I feel like this is what you should do. If not, like, just even looking at it on a basic level, it's like you should focus on working out to enhance your health, like just thinking about that, or even just you deciding that you wanted to increase your self-esteem and confidence through doing something lovingly for yourself, like this is like, it seems as though this is something that you should do. It seems like you all have actively made the decision. You're not really trying to turn back from it. And that's just a source of contention, or was a source of contention between you and this individual. And even there with the Queen of Wands is like, the Queen of Wands is pretty much a very attractive, okay, sexy individual or sexy archetype. Like, this is that self-confidence, this is the self-esteem. And it's like, even if you had ambitions in doing something that is going to help you gain visibility, it's like, in order for you to even like be able to navigate and live in that space, is going to require a certain level of self-esteem and confidence for you to be able to do that. If not, it's just all for nothing. You know, it's really all for nothing. So it's about it coming from a genuine place. I just feel like you are the authoritative person in your life. Like, you are the voice of reason for yourself. And it's not to say that, you know, spirit isn't co-creating with you or you don't have a connection to spirit. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that you make your own life decisions. Okay. You make your own life decisions. You are the voice of reason. You are the voice of, you have a voice of authority. You know exactly why you want to do this. You know exactly the outcomes that you want to experience. You have a good idea of how this is going to change your life, how this is going to positively impact your life. And it's decided upon. It just is what it is. This person feels like there's nothing they could say, or felt like there was nothing they could say or do to try to convince you of otherwise, even though they have very strong opinions on what you choose to do with your life and how you choose to look like. So that's another, you know, pretty much that's another thing. You know, that's another thing. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles here as well. Like, it just talks a lot, I feel like, about you just being very consistent, and you also just being very hard working, and also just very determined to experience the change that you seek. Okay, that's just what you're working hard for. And they see that you're serious. They see that you're serious. So it's like, this person had to distance themselves away. They were too jealous. They were too jealous. I feel like you have a commitment. You have a commitment to just what you want. And we can't shame other people for what they want to do. Pretty much. Like I said, this person had one or two options: accept it and try to understand you and maintain the friendship, or go their own way. And so pretty much, I'm not really mad that this person went their own way or unfriended you, or they're not in your life, because I just feel as though this is the energy of like, you were actively experiencing this harshness while you were dealing with them. So I'm not actually mad that they went away, because if they're like envious of your process right now, like, how do you think this person is going to react in the next year or 2 years, you know, or 3 years, like after the change? And now you're experiencing just different aspects to life because you did something from a place of self-love. It's like, I don't know, it's just it's just not good. You know, it's not good. Like, you have to think about, okay, if this person's mad now, like, how are they going to be when I am blessed, or when I get opportunities, or when someone's calling me to show up on this red carpet, or someone's calling me to do this competition, or someone wants to give me this opportunity, or someone wants to do this. Like, it's sad to say, but it's like, the world we live in, it's a superficial world, okay? And I know that most people say like, oh, men are visual beings, but we all are visual beings. Like, we all are visual beings. That's just what I believe. So if you want to feel some type of way and look some type of way, like, it's really your business. That's all I want to say. Like, it's really your business. So I just feel like you all know that this is like the missing piece of the puzzle for you, or at least one of them. So you want to commit yourself to being consistent within that thing. You want to commit yourself to that. I just feel like this process that you're undergoing is just going to help you to feel a lot better, and it's going to change your mood as well. That's just what I'm picking up. It's going to change your mood. I just feel like you're trying to discover like newer aspects of yourself, or you just want to experience just different life experiences. I feel like that's a part of it. And this is a very selfish thing that you're doing because you're putting yourself first. Like no one else can, for example, lose the weight for you. Like no one else can get yourself together for you, you know? You know, it's like this is a process you have to initiate yourself. I just think you're being very selfish when it comes to this, and it's okay because it's you. So, like I said, no one else can do this for you. And this person is just internalizing it, and they think that it's something against them. Like they don't like how confident that you are becoming, or how much more attractive or visible that you will be, or just how firm you are in your decisions and what you want out of your life. You're just very firm, determined, just very focused. And just this whole aspect of like your potential and just awakening to the potential that is within you. It's like they don't really like it. It's sad, but that's just what I'm picking up. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the surrender deck. Let's get y'all some cards. Let's get y'all some cards from the surrender deck. Of course, I love this deck because it just helps you to surrender some things here within this connection, and it gives you an alternative that you can actually focus on as opposed to ruminating about this relationship that you had. So let's go. I'm gonna get y'all two because I got the other piles too. So we have surrender the drama. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. So surrender the drama that has to do with this. And then we also have surrender your fear of change. This is good. I feel like this is good for that person too, because they have a fear of change. They have a fear of you changing. It says, the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death. Repeat the affirmation. I have faith that all is well. So I just appreciate Spirit. I appreciate Spirit for confirming some messages. And I just wish y'all all nothing but the best. I definitely hope that this reading resonated with you all. I hope that you all just continue to keep moving on and doing what's best for you, because that's what's important. So I'm gonna leave it right here. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Okay. Stay safe and be blessed, fam.